Hey everyone, welcome to today's Daily Devo. We are in Romans chapter 10 today, and Paul has some really good things to say. He's basically, what he's talking about is, hey, salvation is for everyone. So Paul was a Jew, and so he grew up most of his life, trying to follow and do behavior modification, so trying to make his life look like the law and follow all of God's laws, which is great, but his heart was doing is like that's what would make him perfect in God's eyes. That's what's going to make him holy. So it was his own effort to be right with God. And so Paul kind of, when he had that experience with Jesus, he realized it's not what I've done and what I do to be right with God. It's what God has done for me. And that is sending his son Jesus to die on the cross and be resurrected so that I can be in a relationship with God. So Paul is now having this new perspective on what it looks like to be right with God. And in chapter 10, verse 5, he says this: "For Moses writes that the law's way of making a person right with God requires obedience to all its commands. But faith's way of getting right with God says, do not say in your heart, who will go up into heaven, and do not say who will go down to the place of the dead. In fact, it says the message is very close at hand, and it is on your lips and in your heart." And so he goes on to say, if you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord, and he kind of explains what it looks like to switch from this perspective of following the law and being right with God, requiring obedience to all of its commands, which is what he previously believed, right? He's like, no, it's for everyone. And now this one thing that was reserved for a specific group of people, this covenant that was meant for a specific group of people, the Israelites, God's chosen people, this covenant is now open to all people. All people, no matter what, wherever they are or what they have done, God is wanting to be with them, and all they have to do is have faith in him, that he sent his son Jesus to be the Messiah and that he died for them. That is it. And that makes it so much simpler than having to follow all of these laws. And so a lot of people have a hard time with that, because if you can imagine following all these laws and having to be a certain way, and then all of a sudden someone comes in and says, no, all you have to do is believe that God rescued you. Believe that God intervened into the story and rescued. That's all you have to do. And so today I am rejoicing in the fact that God did intervene in that story, and he allowed me to come into that covenant, because otherwise I would not be able to have a relationship with God. So I am grateful for that. And that is what we have for today's Daily Devo. Have a great day, guys.